pass these out later, but we can pass these out whenever you want.
Yes.
Now or later? At the end?
Maybe at the end.
Celebration.
Yes.
Okay. Are you good? Are you okay?
Okay.
So in that way, I'm grateful for where I'm at. Like it seems like if St. Ollie gets affected, it's going to be a little slow. It's going to be in slow motion. But it could be. What did I just read a talk on professors. Professors, this was the Wall Street Journal. Was professors get paid too much. There are too many benefits. The children are going to college tax free. We need to stop all of this.
Yes.
Okay.
Welcome, everybody. Thank you for coming. Very excited to introduce Sarah to you. Sarah is a unique student in that she decided on the individual major and created the individual major and successfully put together her final project in less than a year. We're very impressed and excited to hear what she has to present to you today. So welcome, Sarah.
Okay. Hey guys, and I have a bunch of my friends joining today. I hope you guys don't get scared. Okay, so thank you for coming today. And I know you have busy schedules. It's like almost final weeks, and you guys have somewhere else to be right now. And so I'm very honored to have you here today to listen to me. And as you saw the invitation, I'm presenting today my senior capstone in my self-designed major called Social Entrepreneurship and Community Advocacy. So before I tell you guys about my major, you might be wondering, like, what is social entrepreneurship? What is advocacy? Why is the title so long, you know? And, and so before telling you more about my major, I would like to tell you a story because, as some of you know me, I love talking a lot. I tell people stories all the time. So this one is about a young girl who was born in a war zone. Basically, once upon a time, there was this couple that deeply loved each other. They actually met on the street many years ago, and they were living in a really small town in one of the biggest countries in Africa. And what happens is that when the couple fell in love, they got married, and the first pregnancy went well, second pregnancy went well, the third one was great. Actually, they even got twins. And the fourth one was very challenging. The couple were facing challenges of miscarriage to the point that the doctor told the couple, you should, like they told the husband, tell your wife to be on bed rest. Because the wife was someone who worked really hard every time she's working. But the wife somehow did not want to be on bed rest. She convinced her husband to start her own business. That is 5-minute walk from her home. And so when she started her business, she was really happy. She was very successful. And after 9 months, the baby was born, okay? Are you guys listening to me? Yes? Okay, so when the baby was born, the couple were so happy because they had a baby girl, and they really wanted to have one after 3 boys. And so what happened is that when the baby girl was only 2 years old, unfortunately, a lot of unrest happened in her country, like having to do with politics, and her hometown was attacked by rebels. That young girl was only 2 years old. She really wanted to be with her dad. She wanted to cuddle with her dad, to hug her dad. Unfortunately, her dad had to move to a different city to work with Red Cross, one of the humanitarian organizations, because that war actually caused a lot of issues broke many families. And that man was even working with children who were abandoned on the streets, including young women who were raped during the war. When the girl was 5 years old, she just wanted her dad to be back. But her dad, she could only see him once every week, and sometimes once a month. She did not grow up with her dad. However, every single week when the dad comes home, he always bought so many brochures of Red Cross, how they are changing lives and touching people's lives. And other kids, as normal kids, they would read kids' books, like we have plenty at the library. But that little girl was always reading Red Cross brochure. When she was 5, she could read, she could write, she could speak, and she was reading and reading. And her dad was basically her inspiration. She always told herself, when I grow up, I want to become like my dad. I want to walk alongside my dad, touching lives of these women who are struggling in this war. So the girl kept working really hard. When she actually started her high school, she worked hard and she got a full ride to move to Hong Kong and complete her high school, 2 years of high school. When she went to Hong Kong, guys, she came all the way from Africa. She couldn't speak English. She only knew Swahili. She only knew French. And so she had to work really hard, try to put herself in communities, and she was able to learn English in 2 years and graduate with an international baccalaureate degree. And so when she got her degree, she got as well a full ride to the United States. She was like, oh my goodness, I couldn't have even dreamed to be in the US. It's like, I cannot do it. Like, how is it going to be possible? But she moved there, leaving her entire family, her mom and her dad and all her siblings, all the way back to Africa. And so when she got to the US, she was lost. She did not know what she wanted to do in school. She was like, should I do psychology? Should I do economics? She took a bunch of courses. But at the end of the day, she told herself, there are 2 things that inspire her. I want to be able to one day save families that were broken during war, and I want to be an inspiration. I want my dad to be my inspiration. I want to do what my dad was doing, not growing with me when I was little. She ended up choosing social work and family study concentration. She deeply loved her major. She worked really hard on it, and unfortunately, she faced a major setback and she was not able to complete her degree in social work. And so the girl asked herself, what am I going to become now? What am I going to do? What is my life purpose? What do I really want to do with my life, with this degree I'm getting, with a full scholarship? And so the girl asked herself, she got many flashbacks, how she grew up, all the time she missed spending with her dad, the amount of life that were touched when her dad was working with Red Cross, UNHCR, with immigration, and also with Fin Church Aid for over 30 years. And so she also asked herself, I deeply love my mom. I miss my mom. I miss eating her food. What can I do to carry my mom's legacy? She remembered when my mom was pregnant of me, she had to be on bed rest and started her business. That's why I'm also going to start a business that is going to change lives. And then the girl is me standing here in front of you, introducing to you my major called Social Entrepreneurship and Community Advocacy. So basically, thank you, but I'm not done yet, okay? So, okay, thank you. So, basically, my major is called Social Entrepreneurship and Community Advocacy. Oops, sorry guys. Oh, okay. And this major was designed combining a lot of my social work courses and some management courses I took while I was exploring during my 4th time in college. And taking like this major, it has been actually a fun experience because I was able to work with 3 of my professors, including Wendy Anderson, Douglas Casson, and other professors. And I was able to have 3 independent courses where I'm just learning everything about Africa. Because when I faced the setback in social work, it gave me what we call course correction. I had to think about what do I want to do. And so I thought, and I was like, the first reason why I was doing social work is because I wanted to go back home and change the life of my people. And so how am I going to design these 3 courses? I did one course on conflict in Congo. I did one course on genocide in Rwanda and the PTSD, how it affects families. And I did one course on youth perception. Sorry, guys. Youth perception of marriage in the African diaspora. And when I did those courses, I was so inspired, and I told myself, I want to dig deep into this. So in my spring semester, I had to design a senior capstone project. I was like, what am I going to do? One thing I love doing, I love telling stories, as you can see. And also, I love empowering people. When I do admission tours, I tell people, you are still in high school, but you can do it. You can get into St. Olaf. It's one of the best schools, you know. But you can get in. Just work hard, you know. And so I came with my capstone called Binti Voice Initiative. As you can see over there on the very top. And so Binti means girl. And it's a Swahili word because Swahili came from Arabic and a local language that was spoken in Africa during slavery all the way back in the 1800s. Actually, 1600. You guys can correct me, I don't know. But, and so Binti means young girl, and I use that word in my title because I wanted to connect with the people back home who can only understand Swahili. Voice, because I want to be the voice to the voiceless, and initiative because, guys, I'm creative, I started this, so it is initiative, and my slogan is our voice, our power. I'm powerful because I can speak, I can advocate, so our voice, our power, my voice, my power. And this website that I designed is all about empowerment through advocacy. It focuses on survivor leadership. Because you know, when you face setbacks in life, many times we see ourselves as victims. The world is so, you know, unrighteous, everything is not going well in my life, but I want to empower everyone that you have the ability to succeed. Your experiences is what made the person you are today. And through your story, so many lives will be changed. And so, as we keep going here, you see the title, this is literally me. What do you call it? Help me. Logo? Yes, that's basically me right here. I just don't have the megaphone, but this is me. And, and so this project was founded in February 2025 after I came back from South Africa. For some of you who don't know, my country has been facing war for many, many years. And what I was telling you about the story is 23 years ago, that's when everything started. And so when I went to South Africa, I was supposed to take a flight from my study abroad place in Cape Town to Rwanda to the United States because I wanted to spend a little time with my boyfriend. Unfortunately, war started in my hometown. I wasn't able to travel even to Rwanda. I had to go all the way from Cape Town to the US. So when I arrived in the US, my parents were telling me, Sarah, you cannot come back home. You are graduating this year. You have to find a way to stay in the US. You should probably apply to become an asylum. And so Brisa can testify, she's a DSO person. I had a conversation with her. And so I told myself, why I cannot go home? I love my hometown so much. 2 months ago, I was back home. What is the reason? And I found out that one of the reasons that would make me apply for asylum is because I would be vulnerable to being assaulted back home. Over 10,000 women this year has been assaulted and the prison has been burned. Therefore, I decided to create this project so I can start making the impact here in the US where I am right now. I cannot wait until I turn like 30 or 50 to make an impact. I can do it with what I have at this moment. That's why I came with my mission, my vision, and my values. As you can see, this initiative is all about an influential platform that is going to empower and educate young women. The vision is to have a world, like actually Congo is my home country, I did not mention it, but to have a place called Congo where women will not, will be free from gender-based violence, rape, child marriage, and all the other atrocities. Some of the values I hold on my platform, strength-based and woman-centered. Strength-based is all about women can, not just women, but people are able to they carry in themselves the potential for change. They are strong, they are talented. You just need to help them to see what they carry in them that is powerful. And women-centered because my focus is on women, being myself a woman. So women for women. Integrity. Every fund I will receive from this project will go directly to the people who are affected, and in all transparency, I won't take a dime of it. Compassion. I love people. The reason why I'm standing in front of you is because people are suffering back home and I'm feeling led to help them. So I carry compassion in me. And community focus, we are not helping only one woman. We are helping many women. We are helping one person so they can help another person. So we work with the community. This is me. You can see me. And by the way, this meeting is being recorded, so this website is live right now. After this meeting, you can always go back on Google, look me up, and I'm gonna upload this video over there. So here we talk more about our values, and I want you guys to see this. It is called our model of empowerment. So right now, my project is focused on helping women who are facing sexual violence. But after graduation, actually I have some exciting news. I cannot share them yet, but, but I am continuing my education, and I would like to pursue my education in order to end child marriage back home in Congo, because I'm passionate about families and marriage and children. And so, woman is a focus, as you can see, and right here, psychosocial impact, we see that we want to start from the bottom to all the way up. How is child marriage related to sexual violence? Basically, when war started back home, many parents are worried for their children to face assault. So they choose to marry them young so they can face protection and covering under their husband. However, they can be as young as 15, 14, even 12 years old. And another way it relates to it, when women face rape, it brings shame to our society in Africa. Therefore, they have to marry the men who committed assault toward them. And that is not good. It's a global issue. So by starting by helping women heal from trauma and sexual violence, it is actually a step forward to end child marriage as an umbrella. And we are going to move all the way up to social, economic impact, and legal impact by advocating at maybe the UN one day and other big organizations. And to tell you guys where I am right now in this project, not only I designed this project, but also I applied to be a youth ambassador for the foundation that is helping women heal from sexual violence back home. And I'm going to get approved next month. So next, we are going to move to, we've talked about history. I don't know if you guys remember, but I told you my story. So history and story relate to each other. So everything you can read is right here. I love this picture. And so, everything is here. So after this project, if you want to go back and read, you can find this information about the history of my country. And my favorite part is how to get involved. How to get involved. Not only I'm standing here speaking to you guys, but also my involvement goes beyond just standing here. My involvement is all about building an application that is going to help women heal from sexual violence back home. And my business, about my mom, my business is called Binti Digital Storytelling App. I created it because I have a passion for storytelling, but also I believe that there is power in storytelling. For example, I had a class with Professor, Kimberly. Kimberly Doran. I had a class with her, and in our class, we basically had to record a time when you felt oppressed in your life in our social work courses, a time when you felt oppressed, and say how you, like what happened to you, how you overcame that situation. And for me, I recorded like 10 minutes, 15 minutes voice, and like a podcast style. And through recording that, I found out that actually these are stuff I never got to process in my life before. You know, I shared about a story, a traumatic experience I had in Hong Kong, and I found that I never told that to anyone. So through storytelling, you can heal. Maybe you can try after this meeting, but you can hear through storytelling. Therefore, I put here how my application would look like. I'm going to have a record memo, support group, resource, education, location, safety plan, emergency, and positive affirmation. There is power in your word. When you speak life into someone, they can heal. That's why we have positive affirmation, to remind women that they are not just victims. They can survive, they can heal. And so, as you can see as well, do you guys know Kevin Larson? Who knows Kevin Larson? The guy who sends you the snow emails. You know him, right? And so Kevin Larson, at the bottom of his signature, he has this sentence: do what you can with what you have where you are. So for me, what I can do right now is impacting people through entrepreneurship. What I have nothing. I'm a student, right? And so, because I have this big idea, I want to develop it, I decided that I'm going to find the resources I have at St. Olaf. What do I have available that can help me succeed in my project? What I have is Piper Center. Who knows what the Piper Center is? Yeah? Okay. So we have Piper Center. I came to Anne with this big idea. I want to start my business. I don't have money. What should I do? I talked to Anne, and basically I started applying for OliCap. It just happened last week. We have Ina who pitched at OliCap last year. And what happened is that I was so excited. My idea was going to get accepted to OliCap. Unfortunately, guys, I got rejected. Yeah, I felt so bad. I got rejected, and I told myself, oh, should I give up on this idea? It's a great idea. I don't have money. What am I going to do? I remembered that many people are counting on me. Many people's life depend on this. I told myself, I want to be the first person who is resilient to help other people be resilient. So what I did, I redid my idea. I went and I wrote more on it. I thought more about it, what I will show you later. And guys, guess what? I applied to the venture entrepreneur, something, entrepreneurship venture grant, and I earned $750. Come on, guys, it's a lot of money, yeah? And so, with that amount, I basically built a business plan that I will show you how it's going to be used. So as you can see here, there is a problem about not having enough psychologists and mental health practitioners back home. So in this app, we are going to have the items I told you guys, recording your voice and supporting each other virtually. Positive affirmation. And so the way this app is going to work is this. This is a part I want you guys to listen to. So women back home who are facing sexual violence, many of them do not have a stable income. Some of them are even struggling to pay their medical bills from the hospital. That is why I want to collaborate with organizations that are already helping women back home. As you can see here, so my dad worked with the Red Cross, that's why you see it over there. But this organization have been working with women and children for a really long time. So my idea is this. I am going to make my app. We only have two apps so far back home that help women, but mine is even more powerful because it focuses on storytelling. So those organizations, I am going to bring them my app. They will buy it, and then women can log in and subscribe to their organization to use the app itself. Just the way you guys use Handshake. Who use Handshake here to find a job? Many people are using it because right now we need jobs, right? And so the way you use Handshake, you never pay any money for it because St. Olaf take care of covering the cost so you can use it for free. Same thing I want to do for women. I want to work with those organizations like UN, Panzi Hospital, where the Nobel Prize winner for peace works, as well as Oxfam, Save the Children, IRC, and to be able to sell them my products, and through working with, because for me, back home, many women are struggling. There are so many, I cannot count all of them. But when I work with organizations, I'm able to track down like how many of them are using the app so far and to see how effective the app is. And so I'll be working with them. The app is you're only gonna need a smartphone, internet connection, and electricity. I mentioned smartphone because having a phone back home is basically empowerment already. Can I be honest with you guys? My mom did not have a smartphone until 2021 when I went home. That was the first time she was able to have a smartphone. And women, when they already have a phone, they are already empowered because many times they are not even able to have one. So if your organization can give you one, you have connection and you have electricity, you can use this app. And here is my draft pricing and competition. You can go through it and read later. What I want you guys to know is very important is this part. When I am going to make money from my app, because I know I will, potentially 30% of all my annual revenue will go toward helping women like pay medical bills and live their life up from the issues they went through. And 70% of the income will be focused on conducting more research, but also maintaining the app and traveling more to outreach and do marketing for the app. So this is how it's going to go. That is why this part of my website is called social entrepreneurship, using entrepreneurship and innovation to change people's lives, not just for myself, yeah? And so I would like if you guys could send your questions so I can put them here for other people to see the answers in the future. And here, I've talked too much. Now it's you, your impact. So stand with Congolese women, let's restore hope and dignity. How many of you knew that every half hour a child back home is being raped? If you knew it, put your hand up. You see, nobody knew about it. So I want you guys to be aware about this. Every single half hour, at least one person is being raped back home. They are as young as toddlers. They are very little, and they have a future ahead of them. And so not only rape is used to destroy body, not only rape is used to kill people, but also it destroys communities. It brings shame upon people. It brings them stigma and so many other issues. And I want you guys to know that these women are powerful. And you guys, basically, rape is basically very common back home to the point that the UN calls my country the rape capital of the world. But guys, it is not that way. My country is a country of resilient people, strong women. People are able to make an impact. Not only men can impact back home and be in politics, even women can do great things. That is why I don't believe in that name. I believe that my country is a place where women are nurturers, providers, and drivers of our nation's future, including myself. And so, as you can see, over 10,000 cases of rape and sexual violence were reported in just 2 months. When I left home in December to when I came back to the US, that is 2 months in February, 10,000 women were raped back home. Nearly 45% of victims are children, as young as toddlers, as I was telling you. And hospitals are very overcrowded, underfunded, and under attack. Because last time I talked to my family, a hospital back home was vandalized. And so these survivors need life-saving care, including HIV prevention. When somebody faces rape, they need to check if they are not sick already. And back home, some people do not have it. And so we need that. And so the way your donation will be used is to provide medical tools and HIV prevention kits, funds for surgeries and trauma recovery, cover hospital bills, and because back home there are just so many organizations, I chose to focus on 2 main hospitals that are based in my hometown. One of them is called Panzi Hospital, where Dr. Mukwege work. Actually, he even has a branch of his foundation in the US in Washington, D.C. And this summer, I hope to travel there and meet them in person. Because you know what? If I cannot go home, I can still find it here. So I'm going to go there to visit him. And 50% will be given to another hospital that is based in my parents' hometown where they met each other. My parents was a couple I told you fell in love like 28 years ago. So that hospital is based in their town. And today, I want you guys to think about by the way, this is a doctor I was telling you over here. And so, thank you, Wendy, for coming. Thank you. And so, here, I created a GoFundMe page to encourage people to give and to donate because I do not want to be the only one to make an impact. I want all of us to be part of it. Therefore, I created a GoFundMe page with a goal of $2,000. And so far, I thought I was going to get nothing. So far, I got $425. And I'm just really thankful that some people were able to see through it and be able to donate to this important cause. And so, to make you part of it. If you feel led to give, please feel free to scan this QR code and donate. And I will keep it there later. And so, I made this information here because this website is not just for today. It is not going to die in this room. I will keep on working on it and building it even after graduation to the place where I'm going next. I will continue on working on it every single week. That is why if you want to continue this conversation, please feel free to, at least right now the email is not yet launched, but you can text, you can go on Instagram, on Facebook to see our interactions. And you can also subscribe to our newsletter so you can basically know more about what is going on back home, some information that is true. And above that, if you want to join me into advocacy and empowering people even by being in the US, please subscribe to our newsletter and you should be able to continue the impact. And finally, as well, here we have donate. This lady she faced sexual violence back home, and as you can see, she's in the hospital. So please feel free to donate, and if you do have any question, you can ask right now, and I will make sure I answer every one of it. And in case your question, you get it when you leave the room, put it here, and I'm going to answer to it later. Thank you guys for listening to me, and I appreciate you. So, where is it? Yeah. So if you have any question, please feel free to ask me. And we have some snacks for you coming from Anne. We can pass them around, and I'll be hanging around for the next 30 minutes for you if you want to just give me a hug to tell me you did well. Or maybe you didn't do that great. It's okay. But I'm happy you came, and thank you. Thank you, guys. Okay.
This is one of Sarah's favorite snacks.